Respect must be given to the will of every creature. Each fish in the ocean swims in its own direction. Yae Publishing House has released numerous works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite. Respect must be given to the will of every creature. Each fish in the ocean swims in its own direction.
Testing, testing. Can you hear your beautiful voice?
Testing, testing. Can you hear your beautiful...
That I can. Okay.
To survive hardship, you must prepare for hardship.
Boop. Boop. Should I? Yeah, screw it. Let's record it just in case. What's up, YouTube? It's your Lord and Savior King D353 here. Wait, YouTube? I do that a lot. What's up, Twitch? It's your Lord and Savior King D353 here from another stream, this time of Genshin Impact. Why Genshin Impact and not Mario plus Rabbids? I don't know. I'm just in the mood for Genshin. Sue me! I figured we could do some of the lots of Genshin Impact content I have here. I was considering doing the Spices from the West thing, but there's no guarantees a proper story behind this, and I don't feel like reading copious amounts of dialogue. So instead, I decided to go into my little character stories folder here. I could hang out with Valhatham, I could do a Valhatham's quest, I could do Dia's quest, or I could do a Hangout event. And, Hangout events give more primos, so, we're gonna hang out with this annoying little twit. A confounding conundrum. Let's choose a semi-fitting team. I must have at least one team that's led by someone from Sumeru, right? Right? Oh wait, no, I have my Nahida team, don't I? Yeah, Nahida team. Select. Thank you. This is the team that we'll do this hangout event with. Go to Paradise DI. So yeah, getting all of the endings for this Hangout event is going to be our stream today. Funnily enough, I don't even like Farazan that much, but the only other option was to hang out with somebody really, really outdated, like... Actually, I don't remember who my other hangout is with. I don't think it was Beto. I'm pretty sure I did her on stream already. Where? Oh, just walk over here. Okay.
Even though most of the Academia's restrictions have significantly relaxed, I'm still a bit worried that the Matra might give her trouble. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the situation. Kale, can you head to Sumeru City and find out why she isn't here yet?
Does it have to be me?
I'd only assign a job this important to someone I trust. Are you not feeling well?
Oh no, I'm fine. I've completely recovered. It's just that if I'm going to see her, I think I need to mentally prepare myself first.
I know. You'll have a tough time if you go by yourself. If we could arrange for someone to accompany you...
Ah, and that's how I get pulled into this. In a predicament, I see.
Oh, hey there!
Ah, it's been a while. What a coincidence. I was just thinking about asking you to accompany Kale to Sumeru City.
Why do you think of me?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just that this matter concerns research banned by the Academia. Not the sort of thing you'd shout from the rooftops. Also, you happen to know about this situation? There are very few people I can trust to be discreet right now. After giving it much thought, I believe you're the most suitable person for the task.
Research banned by the Academia?
It's complicated, and this isn't the best place to talk about it. We'll fill you in on the details once she arrives.
Who's she?
You might have heard about her in Sumeru before. Her name is Farazan, and she's a very experienced senior researcher.
When you say very experienced...
Let's just say that a huge part of Khaenri'ah's mechanical research over the past 100 years have used her academic discourse and manuscripts as their foundation.
100 years? She human?
She is, but she vanished for 100 years because of a certain incident. She only returned to the Academia after being found in the wilderness a few years ago. Because of that, her current personality can be a bit...
annoying.
strange, as is her attitude towards Kale.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
She doesn't have bad intentions, so you don't have to be scared.
Just annoyed.
I'll try.
Do we really have to invite her here?
Yes, Khaenri'ah and Spontamod researchers are often quite prejudiced, so I can't trust them with this matter. However, Farazan isn't influenced by modern thinking. In our previous correspondence through letters, she indicated that she'd be willing to help. It's already past our arranged meeting time, but she still hasn't shown up.
Did she get caught by
With
Academia?
her personality, it's more likely that she got wrapped up in some sort of trouble.
Yeah, I have no clue why the fuck I started saying that after I clicked it. I'm sorry, maybe my brain's running slowly today. I'll try not to fuck up like that again.
Anyway, can you go with Kale to the Academia and check on Farazan for me?
If I have to.
Thank goodness. I was so anxious.
I'm counting on you too. Kale, don't push yourself too hard. Just go there and see what's going on. Our task is important, but not that urgent. If Farazan really is in some trouble, come back and tell me about it. We can always reschedule our meeting. After all, if she's distracted by other things, it'll affect her ability to help us.
All right, let's go.
So something I found interesting in these Hangout events. Oh wait, I can read his mind.
I do hope Madame Farazan is able to find time as soon as possible.
I like when we could actually read the minds of main characters. Speaking of reading the minds for main characters, those videos about you reading people's minds in pots and co-op are fake, by the way. Anyway, so I've noticed something interesting about Hangout events. They tend to alternate how many hearts you start off with, based on how much the character likes you. And you may have noticed we start off with 5 hearts. This is Farazan's Hangout quest. It means Farazan is going to start off fucking loving us, and I find that very intriguing.
Sorry, what did you say? Oh, could you repeat yourself? As you know, I'm sure, hearing goes with age.
Okay, listen here. I'm already getting annoyed by this woman. Also, yeah, we still have 5 hearts. Farazan loves us. I'm curious to figure out why that's gonna be.
Farazan, I said that you need to give us an answer.
Yes. And did you forget to add madam when you addressed me earlier?
Your hearing is perfectly fine. Madam Farazan, we don't want to make things difficult for you. However, you haven't been teaching courses or supervising theses these past few years. Isn't this rather problematic as an advisor? Never mind the students. Even other advisors are starting to complain.
And who, if I may ask, complained? If they have any issue with me, tell them to talk to me themselves rather than waste any of your time. You don't have to tell me anything. I very well know that it's those people from Haravatat. How I wish they'd put their time into doing proper research instead.
But Madam Farazan, it has been a long while since you last made any practical academic contribution yourself.
Academic contribution cannot simply be divided between the tangible and the intangible. The issue here, I believe, is that the reviewer doesn't understand the very nature of knowledge itself.
In other words, you're making up excuses.
In any case, it makes no sense to use a metric like this to evaluate a mentor. Which sage set this rule anyway? I should write a letter of complaint right this instant.
Oh gosh, she's a Karen too.
Wait! Madam Farazan, please let me finish.
That's her, alright. But the person with her doesn't look like a Matra.
She looks so young.
Shh! She hates it when people call her young! Her body apparently stopped aging during the year she was gone. So that's why she looks the same as she did 100 years ago.
So she disappeared for 100 years. What in the world happened to her?
Okay, I think I'm ready for this. Let's go!
I'm not. I immediately regret choosing this Hangout event to do today.
Anyway, Akara Crafts and the leader of Ksharawar would like to invite you to collaborate on this project. They're wondering if you'd be interested. Madam Farazan? Are you listening?
Mm-hmm. Ah, Kale! Why are you here at the Academia? Are you feeling better now? I'm much better, Madam Farazan. It's all thanks to the Traveler and the Dendro Archon. Have you been sleeping well? You seem to be developing some eye bags. Is that brat Tainari forcing you to stay up late again?
Okay, she may be annoying, but at least she has concern for others. I can appreciate that.
No, it's because I'm a slow learner. It's not Master's fault. It's good to be hardworking, but you need to take care of your health. I'll have to give Tainari a right talking to when I see him. I'll also prepare some health supplements for you. There's really no need. Ah, and is the person beside you the legendary Traveler?
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, madam.
Oh, I've heard much about you before. In fact, I've been meaning to meet you for a while now.
And that explains the 5 hearts.
It is thanks to you, after all, that the Academia is finally getting back on its feet. Even Kali's illness is...
Ahem. Madam Farazan, I believe we were still discussing the collaboration with Akara Crafts.
I'd wager it's those Ksharawar dunderheads finding excuses so that I'd go to their darshan. Say no more. I have no plans to change my field of research.
If you're this unwilling to participate in the collaborative project, you can also consider teaching a class. It might be difficult to teach a course with topics that only fall within Haravatat's subjects, but we can't delay this anymore. You need to give an answer. You can teach a course or participate in a collaborative project. If you don't do either, it'll be hard for me to persuade the advisors and students who have been complaining.
This sounds like some internal academia dispute. It seems to have nothing to do with Tighnari's requests.
Could you not give me a few
I
more days
guess.
to consider? This matter has been delayed for so long already.
That's precisely the issue. If you don't give an answer today, I fear that someone will soon escalate their complaints to the sages.
What a waste of free time these folks are. Now you two are here at Tighnari's behest, I take it. I'm sorry, but given the current situation, it looks like I'll have to come over some other day.
Kale seems like she wants to say something. Please give me a moment with Kale.
Of course. I shall need some time to think as well.
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Party's DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farazan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
Let's help her resolve her current problem first.
Yeah, that would be the best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with. But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons.
I can stay and help Farazan.
Huh? Oh yes. This way she can get her problem sorted out quickly, and then she can go see Master. So if I also stay and help... that still sounds kinda scary.
You don't have to force yourself.
Okay then. I'm counting on you.
I have to teach students from Haravatat, or owe Ksharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
We're back, Madame Farazan. The Traveler said that he can stay and help you.
Oh, why I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azar a lesson after all. That said, will I be troubling you?
It's no trouble at all. I specialize in solving problems.
Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Ksharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
Tell me more about the course.
You might have heard of it before. Haravatat is an academic faction that researches languages and runes. 100 years ago, Madame Farazan was a researcher from that darshan.
Now, not was. Still am.
Yes, of course. But current Haravatat students can't really... understand her direction of research. So even if she opened a course, chances are that no one would attend.
Last I checked, the requirement was that she teach a class, not that she actually gets numbers. Direction of research?
In summary, I mean to interpret the configurations and solutions of ruin mechanisms via the deciphering of on-site stone carvings and unearthed documents. It'll include research into general documents dealing with such ancient machines.
The research method is supported by Haravatat, yes, but the content deals heavily with both ruins and mechanisms. This will make it difficult for students of this darshan because they don't understand much about mechanisms. Also, there are fewer and fewer unexplored ruins left nowadays, and Ksharawar researchers have been developing their own theories on mechanisms. As such, they don't need to rely on ancient documents.
So the subject is what you would call a sunset industry. So she's doing very niche research. I'll go with this one.
They're far too complacent. Ancient mechanisms are more dangerous and complex than one might imagine. I'm telling you, things weren't like this 100 years ago. All researchers back then were interested in exploring knowledge from a variety of topics. They also gave more respect to unknown mechanisms.
Back in my day!
Nowadays, all people are interested in are mainstream subjects in popular research. Even if they attended my course, I wouldn't be interested in teaching them. Also, the people here think that my research is outdated and unrealistic, so they keep cutting my funding. Why, I think they could all stand to learn from Kale. She's a hard-working child and respects her elders.
Probably out of fear for your obnoxious personality.
Huh? Why me?
Ah, if only those who came to my lectures were more like you. Speaking of which, are you feeling better? You don't have to confine yourself to Gandharvaville anymore, right?
I just remembered that I have a lot of studying to do. I need to head back and find Master.
I'm not even sure why you were still here. Kale needs to learn how to read, and you need to teach a course.
Are you telling me to start a reading course for Kale?
No!
Huh?
Wait. Although Tighnari has academic dealings with the academia, he isn't considered part of it. This means that Kale isn't technically a student.
Can't it be a public course?
No, he's right. The old academia became consumed by their arrogance precisely because they ignored the public. There must surely be many people like Kale and Sumeru who are passionate about learning, but cannot study due to various reasons. The old academia paid no heed to them. But if I start a reading course for Kale as a pilot, perhaps this shall come to benefit many more people in the future.
I'll need to go back and ask if this is in accordance with regulations.
Oh, save yourself the extra trouble. I'll come with you. If there's any arguments to be had, we shall sweep them aside together. Traveler, Kale, do wait for us a little while outside the academia. I'll be back in just a moment.
Wait! Let's catch up with her.
I thought you were leaving, Kale. Why are you still with us? Academia. Oh, it's not even that far of a walk. Although it feels farther when you're doing Nahida.
I can't believe she rushed right in after we arrived. She's really headstrong. Oh, how did things turn out like this?
Did I end up giving her a bad idea, or are you scared of her? You seem scared of her.
No, not really. Madame Farazan is a brilliant scholar. Even Master thinks so. If she's really going to teach me how to read, it'll definitely be much better than me bashing my head against the wall. It's just that she can get a bit too passionate sometimes. I don't know how to handle that.
The way she treats you is completely different from the way she treats researchers.
Maybe it's because she wants to take me in as a student? It's just like that researcher said. The academia has completely changed during the 100 years that Farazan was gone. I don't really get it. But it does seem like Haravatat's students aren't optimistic about the prospects of doing research with her. Students who are interested in mechanisms and applications of the elements generally enroll in khaenri'ah and Spontamod. Madame Farazan also refuses to accept random students just to make up numbers. She still hasn't found a student she likes, even after all this time back.
I feel like that goes against what she said earlier. She doesn't want to ignore people, but she'll ignore people. So she's a teacher with no students.
But she seems to like my attitude toward learning, so she often asks me if I'm willing to become her student. It's because I'm a slow learner that I have no choice but to stay up late and study. Whenever she compliments me, I feel really guilty.
So you're scared of her because she keeps asking you to become her student?
It's not that. Madame Farazan respects my choices. She hasn't been trying to persuade me, especially since she knows I need to rest and recuperate. She sometimes brings food to Gandharvaville for me, and each time she says that Master can't find out.
That sounds like something a grandmother might do for her granddaughter.
Now that you mention it does feel a bit like that. Do I really look that young?
Kale, Traveler, thank you for waiting. The issue has been resolved.
That was fast.
I argued with the higher-ups and convinced them of the practicality and necessity of educating the general public. If I'm not mistaken, they're the students of my classmates' students. They're a lot less forceful than their predecessors, though. I'd say they caved rather quickly.
Amazing.
Were they convinced, or were they
It's
coerced?
just that we need to fill in every single page of the application. It's been a century, but the academia is as picky as ever. Let's see now. What do we need to fill in? Course name, learning objectives, teaching methods, course materials. I suppose we can fill in the course name last.
Our learning objective is to teach people to read, right?
That's a bit too general, I'd say. After all, this class's target audience isn't toddlers or children, but rather people who already know the basics of reading. As such, we'll need a more specific learning objective. How about proficiency in reading and writing?
That's true. If we use children's teaching materials, we'll only end up wasting a lot of time on things that students would already know.
And you have your job as a forest ranger, Kale. People who attend this course in the future are also likely to have life commitments. We need more effective teaching methods.
Honestly, I think Kale is one of the younger characters in the cast. I think she's at least around 13-ish. Possibly. Personally, I choose not to think about the ages of fictional characters. Actually, 13? I guess the middle stage is called the teen height, so... Yeah, no, 13's still teenage. So we've been teaching materials for children. What other learning methods does Kale use?
Master always tells me that practice is the best way to learn. That's why I often ask him to help me find simple books to read.
It must have been difficult to get books in Sumeru in recent years, no? Tighnari really went the extra mile for you. Expanding literacy is a capital notion. Now that the academia is easing restrictions on the circulation of books, there should be more people who have become interested in reading. It's a great time to conduct this course.
So we've got teaching methods sorted out. How do we choose our course materials then?
So that's next on the list. I fear that I'm at a loss as to which books youngsters like nowadays. Would The Legend of Antara be too old of a story?
If even a centurion like you finds that old. If I say this, she's gonna rip my nuts off. How old is that story exactly?
Fair. Kale, what have you been reading lately?
Me? I've been reading light novels from Inazuma. I heard that ever since we were allowed to sell books in Sumeru again, some people set up stalls at Treasure Street to sell light novels. I've been meaning to go there and check it out.
Light novels? This is my first time hearing about such a thing, but I doubt I will procure suitable teaching materials from the House of Dana. Treasure Street it is.
Wait for us, Madame Farazan! You wouldn't think someone as fast as her is over 100. Let's pick up the pace and catch up to her!
Because she isn't over 100. Not physically, at least.
What a long and mildly ungrammatical title. And why is the cover so colorful?
Is this your first time seeing a light novel, ma'am? Oh, they're the most popular books nowadays. Would you like me to recommend something?
Fine. One shouldn't judge a book by its cover after all. Maybe browse through the books here.
Of course. Why don't you try this one? It's Outlander Brigade, When the Wind of Death Blew Towards the Blonde Samurai.
I love anime, but I fucking hate some of these titles.
I heard that this book's author describes action in vivid detail.
Now I've only skimmed through a few pages, but it feels like it's all fight scenes. There are only subjects and predicates, and the syntax is a tad simple.
Subjects? Predicates?
The protagonist just ends up fighting in every scene with no proper build-up. Will anyone even enjoy a story that's only comprised of fights?
It's for the readers who don't care about plots.
How about... the good thing about being reincarnated as a hilly churl is that I only need to eat Sunsetias to become stronger.
Also, hi. Hi, Pika Twig. It's nice to see you again. Honestly, I'm kinda surprised I saw you today. I figured you were only up for the midnight streams, but nope, you're here at noon too. Good to see. Not judging you, I'm just genuinely happy to see you here. Since you're kind of my most normal watcher now.
A reincarnation isekai story? Those are pretty popular right now.
Isekai? What in the world is that? Also, why does it become stronger by eating Sunsetias?
Those are what we call tropes.
Tropes? those fictional rules used to push the plot forward, yes? They're definitely effective in achieving a distancing effect.
Sorry. What is this distancing effect?
However, this book doesn't explain how reincarnation correlates to becoming stronger. Such an illogical rule will affect the coherence of the story. Will readers really accept this?
It's for readers who don't care much for logic. I feel like I'm just insulting manga readers now.
How about this? I had to fight tooth and nail to get this in stock.
Oh, that's the latest volume of Onibudo!
Now that's a rather normal title length. Oh, Kale, do you like this series?
She seemed to have liked all of them, actually.
Yes, but I don't like it that much.
She clearly recognizes the latest volume with a single glance. She embarrassed to admit she likes it that much?
Madam, are you going to use this series as teaching material?
Let me see. The dialogue flows quite well, but there are too many phrases here that I don't recognize. Third eye of perception, illusory mirror, and so on. Are these terms that are tied to tropes?
I also thought those names were strange when I was reading them.
She's able to say those phrases in such a serious tone. I guess there's a language researcher from Haravatat for you.
It's impossible to derive the meaning of these phrases in isolation. Also, their morphological properties are quite pedestrian, really. Or did the protagonist purposely create these strange names to disorient their foes?
I think it's because the names are cool.
So there's no deeper purpose. It's quite hard to understand stories written these days.
You're right. It's such a weird book. But you keep wanting to read the next page.
Even the most popular book in Sumeru back then had greater depth than anything written today.
The most popular book back then?
Yes. A Bahumano researcher wrote it while researching folk legends.
I refuse to believe this is the most popular book. No one wants to read a fucking textbook.
The plot had many twists. The world building was fantastic, and even the writing could withstand scrutiny. When it was still being published, many people in the academia were reading it.
Ah, so it's not a textbook, just a regular book that a researcher wrote. Fair enough.
Even the sages back then all described the story as a timeless classic. The series must have concluded after so many years, right? Perhaps it's even more popular now.
I'm gonna laugh if it got cancelled.
Is there a book like that in Sumeru? I've never heard of such a thing before. What's the title?
It's called Tales of Shariar. Do you sell it here?
Tales of Shariar? I don't think I've heard of that before. When was it published?
About 100 years ago.
100 years ago? Are you pulling my leg? What sort of book can remain popular for 100 years?
The Legend of Antara is popular to this very day, isn't it? I just heard someone telling it a few days ago in a cafe. If an old story like that is still being shared, then Tales of Shariar must be even more popular.
Even if that is the case, I really don't carry that book here in my store.
What? Is that because of the academia's strict control over books in recent years?
No, this is a manga stand, woman!
I can't believe they've allowed the people of Sumeru to become so uncivilized. How can they not know about the Tales of Shariar?
Tales of Shariar? Oh, wait. I think I heard an antique seller on the other end of Treasure Street mention that name before. I mean, it is a book from 100 years ago. Why don't you try asking for it there?
What sort of books can remain popular for 100 years? Literature classes say hi. Yeah, I'd hardly call a teacher forcing a book on their student that book being popular. But still a fair enough point. English courses never seem to actually advance what books they read. At least to my knowledge they haven't. Who knows, maybe now they're talking about Harry Potter and, God forbid, Twilight.
Tales of Shariar is considered an antique now? How could the academia have let such an excellent work of literature be forgotten like this? Traveler, Kale, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's meet at the antique sellers.
This is one of the few quests where I'm being dragged along by them rather than making decisions myself. What's wrong?
You asked me why I'm scared of Madame Farazan, right? It's not because I don't know how to respond to her kindness. It's because I'm afraid of that ancient language she researches. Because I can barely me understand any of it. What if she uses ancient texts as teaching material?
That book's only 100 years old, Kale. I doubt this counts as a book written with ancient language.
Even so, what if researchers from 100 years ago like to use ancient languages in their books? We've got to catch up to her!
Okay, which way did she go? Down?
Found it! The 5th volume of Tales of Shariar.
Wow, you actually found it!
I never thought this book would ever get sold.
All right, that's our teaching material secured. We also now know what to call this course. Analysis of Classical Texts. After all, this book is definitely worthy of being called a classic.
Can I take a look? Luckily the language being used here isn't ancient at all. I can recognize a few words here and there. Huh? But why aren't there pictures in this book?
Because Farazan's boring.
As long as the writing is good, readers won't need any illustrations to imagine the scenes. Worry not. I shall thoroughly explain the difficult sections. You'll like this book. I know it. After all this time, I wonder if Aaliyah and Aziz ended up together. And who obtained the desert gem in the end? Sir, do you have the subsequent volumes of this series?
I don't think so.
Is that so? And here I thought I could finally read the ending. Never mind. I'll keep searching for the later volumes myself. If I'm to use it as a teaching material, it's better to start earlier in the series. Where are the first 4 volumes? Why aren't they all together?
I don't have those either. Actually, this is the only volume I have.
Is this series really that popular?
No. It's not popular at all. Rather, there's absolutely no demand for it.
No demand? Impossible. Back then, I'd come across at least 3 groups of people talking about it during a single stroll at the academia.
Farazan is such a fun contrast from her Miku-looking design. I guess.
Seriously? No one told me that this book was anything special when I first got it.
Where did you get this from? Can you still contact the seller?
I'm afraid not. This book was sold together with a whole bunch of antique furniture. I didn't even notice it initially. Otherwise, the Matra would have come knocking. Wait, is this book actually worth a lot? It can't be, right?
I'm afraid not.
That's impossible. No matter how strict the academia was, there's no way Tales of Shariar could have fallen into such a state.
Just because you like a story doesn't mean everybody else will.
I do remember a passerby skimming through the book a few days ago. However, he simply sighed and left.
He sighed? Why would he react like that? Given the quality of Tales of Shariar, he should have been entranced after a single glance. I'm sorry. Traveler, Kale, please give me a moment. I'd like to look through this book first.
Farazan quickly flips through the pages.
Why is there another misunderstanding between Ali and Aziz? Also, why is there no mention of the desert gem at all?
I get it. The series got bad over time.
And a new character is introduced with no foreshadowing at all? Also, what are all these new names and terms? Is this really the Tales of Shariar I know?
Well, that passerby reacted in much the same way.
It was the passerby in any case.
Madar from the cafe over there. You know, the fellow who spends all day telling the legend of Antara. Since that's also a very old story, maybe he knows a thing or two about that, Tales of, whatever it's called.
Then let's go ask around at the cafe. Huh?
Oh, yes. Let's go.
Sorry for advancing that early. Alright. Which way is the cafe? This way. Oh, cool. Sleep apnea is catching up with me already.
Another day, another empty room.
Excuse me? But are you Mada?
Yes! Are you here to listen to my story?
Well, we actually came to ask about something else.
I see.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm used to it, more or less. So, how can this terribly unpopular storyteller help you?
Bro, do you need a hug?
Do you know about Tales of Shariar?
Huh? Tales of Shariar? Why, I can barely remember the last time anyone talked about it. My master always talked about how incredibly popular that book used to be. However, I tried reciting a few chapters of it at the cafe, and I found that it's even less popular than the Legend of Antara.
Your master?
Yes, the one who taught me how to be a storyteller. He said that Tales of Shariar was written by his master's master's master. He also said that this great-great-grandmaster was an academia researcher, and that even the sages liked the series. He wrote 4 volumes back then, and the reviews just got better and better. You couldn't find a single person in Sumeru who hadn't read his books.
And then? What happened next? Why doesn't anyone know about Tales of Shariar now?
Oh, it's hard to tell when it comes to trends. One day everyone likes stories like that, and the next day their tastes change completely. Instead of writing a proper ending, this great-great-grandmaster kept trying to extend the story. To tap into popular trends, he added a lot of tropes. Then, starting from the 5th volume, the reviews started to go downhill.
How could that be? Then what happened to Tales of Shariar in the end?
In the end, there's no ending. The great-great-grandmaster tried to write a few more volumes, following whatever trends were popular at the time, but the trends kept changing right as he published his books. He got so infuriated that he stopped writing altogether and focused on his research instead.
What? So there's no ending? The readers didn't care?
By that time, only a very small number of people were reading Tales of Shariar. Anyway, my master probably exaggerated. How could a work possibly have been that popular? The only tangible thing my great-great-grandmaster left is the original draft of Legend of Antara. He also left behind many theses from his research phase. When my master talked about Legend of Antara, he'd even quote from those theses. My master is a much better storyteller than me. Even when we're telling the same story about Antara, he's always able to draw in a huge crowd. But even he won't recite Tales of Shariar due to its ever-changing writing style and its lack of an ending.
So, Antara's story is the one that lasted through the years.
Well, not even sages can definitively ascertain the quality of something like a story. In the end, only time can separate the classics from the fads.
Only time?
Madame Farazan?
It's been 100 years. Perhaps some things I once believed to be great aren't so after all.
You know, I think you don't have to worry about that. The story's decline might not have been due to changing trends. Or it doesn't matter if it's a classic or a fad, what matters is that you like it. We'll go with that.
Yeah! Master helped me find a lot of famous books at first. But in the end, I realized that I couldn't get into them. No matter how good those stories are, I can't improve my skills if I can't bring myself to read them in the first place. I think the best books for me are the ones I like.
The problem here is not actually about improving your reading skills, but I suppose that the principle is the same.
Huh. Indeed. That is true. Readers' interests and trends of a time are not things that are so easily predicted. What was popular 100 years ago could be completely forgotten in modern times. And yet, 100 years as far as history is concerned is but a blink of an eye. If Tales of Shariar hadn't chased after trends and instead stuck to its original style from start to finish, it might have stood some chance of gaining renewed popularity. No, even if that didn't happen, at least it would be a work that was true to itself.
Huh? Our conversation just got a lot more serious.
I don't really get what you're talking about, but it does sound sensible. Looks like I also have to hang in there and tell Antara's story well.
You should think about the present first.
How unseemly. I almost got carried away because of a single book. Well then, we should get back to the matter of our teaching material. It looks like we can't use Tales of Shariar now.
How about the Legends of Antara, then?
No, it's much too old.
Oh.
Kale, you found a book that you liked at the bookstall, yes?
Yes, but I don't really...
Then we'll use that book as our teaching material. Now that I think about it, using a book that you like is the most suitable choice for teaching you how to read. As for the academia, as long as we come up with an appropriate course name, we should be able to get away with this.
Appreciation of popular literature.
My, it sounds like you've dealt with the academia before. Let's go with that. Now then, let's return to the book vendor in a bit and buy the latest volume of this Onibudo for Kale. Ah, but if I wish to use it as teaching material, I have to read it first.
Huh?
Speaking of which, other than third eye of perception and illusory mirror, I also espy some unfamiliar phrases from the reader's messages at the back of the book.
I swear to God, if I'm about to hear some cringe-ass internet speak, I'm about to stop the stream right fucking now.
Such things as, even if it reminds me of my dark history, I still can't help but be drawn in by the story. And the author has written all the things that I only dare whisper into a tree hollow.
Okay, then. So, this is the equivalent of edgy teens.
Why do people use dark history to refer to awkward or embarrassing memories? Is this some slang that was invented in the last century? If one of our learning objectives was researching linguistic changes over the past 100 years, it might make it easier to get these books approved as teaching material.
Oh, I can tell you what that's all about. Apparently, in their youth, some people used to imagine themselves as someone burdened by fate, fighting against the world, etc. But as they grew older, they started to become embarrassed by such memories. Some would write those fantasies into novels, while others would entrust such tales to tree hollows.
Mata? You know, I suddenly have the urge to hear a story about Antara.
Kale's one of those tree hollow people.
Huh? Why so suddenly?
I think we could just ignore the whole dark history thing, just for now.
I knew it. There will always be people who love the golden oldies. Now, let me tell you all about the ancient hero, Antara.
Kale wrote those, probably. Remember the event where you could get her for free? She actually left messages in a tree hollow. Oh God, you're right. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Oh wait, that wasn't ending? I was wondering why this was taking so long. I thought it was because I was tired, but no. I apparently went through an entire freaking thread, didn't realize it. Okay. So we took this path, and there was no branches on this path. So we have to go back to an academic problem. I need to leave this place. How do I get out? Okay, I know I probably seem like a dumbass right now, but just a reminder, I am visually impaired. I unironically am having trouble figuring out where the door is. Is this the door? Okay, I'm out. What? Excuse me? Okay. Can I just teleport up there? Okay, let's teleport closer to there. Nope, that's gonna teleport up here.
No, she seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he may feel for Madame Farazan, but if I get her in
Let's look at some ways to get her to Paris DI.
But if someone does complain to the academia, wouldn't it make Farazan's situation more awkward? And if the academia investigated and found her at Party's DI, things would get even worse for her. Do you have some way to invite her over to Party's DI without stepping on the academia's toes?
Let's observe the situation first.
Okay then, I'm counting on you.
Huh. I have to teach students from Haravatat or Okasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
Madame Farazan, we're back. Sorry for asking again, but are you sure you can't go to Party's DI today?
Well, since you're asking me so sincerely, let's just ignore the academia and...
Please, Madame Farazan, focus. Today's the deadline.
Actually, Chernarya wants to invite her over to discuss some research.
Huh?
Yes. I see. No wonder he sent you two over. Why, that lad didn't make it very clear in his letter, now did he? Otherwise, I would have reported it as part of my research.
Yeah, that's right. Master sent us over to explain everything to you.
Wait. Opportunities for collaborative research don't just come out of thin air. This seems like too much of a coincidence. Also, there isn't much overlap between Madame Farazan's research and that of Amorta, right? What will you even be collaborating on?
Master wants to research,
A fully automated irrigation system.
A fully automated irrigation system?
Precisely. It's a system that can automatically adjust the amount of water it provides based on the season and the plant species involved. I saw a similar mechanism while exploring a rune in the rainforest. That's why Tighnari wanted to collaborate with me.
A mechanism like that exists? Why haven't I heard of it before?
I found it 100 years ago, so it's only natural that you don't know about it. Why don't you go ask your teacher's teacher? Perhaps they've heard about it from their teacher.
But we can't prove its existence one way or the other, right?
No, we cannot.
Fret not. I'll have Tighnari write an official proposal to the academia later. That should do it, right?
An official proposal. Fine. We haven't made any progress with either the collaborative project or the elective course anyway. I'll go inform my superiors now. Please do take care of the paperwork as soon as possible. Don't delay this any longer.
Sure. I'll be sure to needle him until he gets it done.
The researcher leaves, clearly still having some doubts.
Phew. I think she bought it.
That was quick thinking back there.
Even though this is our first meeting, I must say, we make a good team.
Wow! You made up that excuse on the spot, huh? Madame Farazan, did you really find an irrigation system 100 years ago? If the academia asks for any details...
Who knows? It's been 100 years, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I've forgotten a few details, no?
Huh? Then how will we explain things to them?
I'll let Tighnari worry about whatever documents we might need to send to the academia.
It sounds like they're talking about a cryptid rather than some regular piece of tech. I know the tech level of the world, but still. A cryptid? That's like an old school monster, right? I don't get how an irrigation system matches a cryptid. But the irrigation system sounds kind of bullshit too.
If I'm right, the request she has in store for me won't be any simpler than the academia nonsense.
Okay, where are we going now? Return to Paris DI, alright.
We're back! Huh? Where did he go?
You don't have to shout. I can hear you.
Then answer!
Well, you got here much faster than I expected. I thought you'd have a lot more business to take care of.
Thanks to the Traveler, I was able to, pawn off various problems of mine onto others.
Including you.
Onto others? What does that mean?
We can discuss that later. You're looking for me because of the thing you mentioned in the letter, right?
That's right. Please, follow me.
Are we gonna talk about, our robot buddy that I forgot the name of? I thought I could just climb over this. Oh wait, oops. Yep. I forgot your name, buddy. Was it Clothor or something like that? Carcotta, that's what your name was. Carcotta?
A monster? Why is there a monster here?
Don't be scared, Kale. This is the mechanical life form the Traveler and I saved a while back. Its name is Carcotta.
Just curious, who's your favorite Genshin character? Mine is Ganyu. My favorite Genshin character... That would either be Klee or Shenhe. From a gameplay perspective, my favorite's Chi-Chi, because I like to play healers. Character-wise, though, Klee or Shenhe.
It's the final work of a late junior of mine.
You mean Abatui? He must have been a genius to create one of such polish all by himself. It's uncommon that a Spongemod researcher is able to create such an intricate machine. If he were still around, we could probably chat the day away. What a shame. Something seems wrong here. Have you been maintaining it? Mechanical life forms are much more fragile than they look.
Is Carcotta sick?
Carcotta has been lying down like this since a few days ago. It could be an old malfunction acting up again. I've taken a few courses conducted by Spongemod before, so I've managed to perform some passable repairs on Carcotta's energy supply module. However, it seems the issue this time is with its transmission. My knowledge can only prevent its condition from deteriorating any further, but Madame Farazan, you should be able to find a way to repair it.
Not necessarily. Mechanical life forms are created using techniques from alchemy, elemental science, and more. There are multiple modules here that influence each other. A simplistic knowledge of mechanisms will not serve here. You know that as well. Each mechanical life form is very different from the next. So even I cannot be sure if my understanding of mechanical life forms is going to be of any use to our little crab friend here.
Carcotta.
Can you all go outside for a minute? I need a bit of space. Before I do a thorough check, everything we've just said is but conjecture.
All right. We're counting on you, Madame Farazan.
Talk of Tighnari as you wait for... first, let's see what Farazan's thinking.
Mechanical life forms are truly incredible.
Hope you feel better soon, Carcotta.
Aw, she cares. Where's Tighnari? I want to read his mind before I talk to him.
Everyone hold hands.
I hope Carcotta will recover quickly.
Aw, everyone cares!
We'll wait here till Farazan finishes her inspection. In the meantime, I'd like to talk to you about her.
I also wanted to ask about her past.
Her past, huh? Quite a few people in the academia know about what happened to her. Perhaps it'd be best if I'm the one to tell you. I've told you before that she disappeared for 100 years, right? From her perspective, trapped might be a more apt description.
Trapped?
Her exact words were,
That ruin was crawling with traps and coded inscriptions from wall to wall. I did all I could to decipher the code and deactivate the traps to escape the ruin, but there was no way out. I lost track of time and I ran out of pen and paper. In the end, I had to use stone shards to write on the walls and on the floor to decipher the code. Then, before I realized it, I ran out of space on the walls and floor. I had to calculate all the possibilities in my mind. After that, my memory started to become fuzzy, and my cognition slowed down.
she doesn't remember anything else, including the location of the ruin and how she finally managed to escape.
Again, sorry, sleep apnea. I cannot sleep properly for the life of me. Also, that sounds like literal hell.
When she was found in the outskirts of Sumeru a few years ago, she looked exactly the same as she did 100 years prior. However, she was in a stupor and struggled to form sentences. Only after a lengthy recovery period could she speak again. The academia speculates that she must have gotten trapped in an unknown ruin while researching machines a century ago. And because of the ruin's special properties that halted her aging, she was able to use those 100 years to crack the trapping mechanism and then escape. Though she had finally broken free, 100 years had passed. Everyone she knew, and everyone who knew her, was already gone. In the end, even the academia had to rely on century-old records in the Akasha to confirm her existence. Don't make that face. I'm not telling you this because I want to drum up sympathy. She wouldn't want others to pity her because of past events. Rather, she sees that period of entrapment as an experimental error. As a researcher, she must accept everything that results from her experiments, even if they don't fall within expectations. Even after going through so much, she's returned to Sumeru and still hasn't given up on her research. Due to changes over the years and drift in academic subjects, she holds some rather strong opinions about the current academia, and she has no shortage of detractors herself.
Alright, let's add Venti to that list of characters that are near my favorites.
What I want to say is that no matter what era we're in, Farazan is a true senior researcher in every sense of the word. She has her own deep understanding of various ruins and machines. If there's a chance, you should talk about them with her. It'll definitely be helpful for your journey.
I see.
Master, Madame Farazan's done.
Oh? Let's head over. With any luck, she might have figured something out.
I never thought that I'd encounter a restitution module once again after 100 years. Abatui really installed quite a few impressive things on this. If my guess is correct, this mechanical life form has displayed attempts at self-sustenance before, right? Such as collecting parts to repair itself, for instance?
It has collected parts before, yes. Although it wasn't to feed itself, was to feed its dying master.
Use them for something else, but as far as its design goes, it does have a function like that.
I knew it. If I'm not wrong, Carcutta's issue lies with its restitution module. Abatui's modified this module extensively, but the core parts and design philosophy are very similar to the principles as I know them. They are all based on principles learned from the ruins.
From the ruins?
The creators of the ruins machine once tried to create a perpetual mechanism that could replace life or even surpass it. The restitution module is the result of one of their countless attempts. It replicates the behavior of living things to achieve a self-repair function. However, the energy required in maintenance of the module became an issue.
Energy consumption? Maintenance?
For example, a living thing's heart can deliver nutrients and blood to various organs. However, the bigger the living thing, the more powerful the heart needs to be. Once the heart is damaged, it'll be hard for that living thing to heal itself, and even the function of other organs can be affected. Thus, the attempt wasn't widely adopted. Even 100 years ago, I'd only seen it once before. Oh dear, this is going to be a problem.
Why is that?
Based on my current research, I'll need to swap out the damaged parts in the restitution module to repair khaenri'ah. But like I just said, the module is rare, even by the standards of ancient machines. Not only that, but there is very little related research documentation available. Finding suitable parts would be like trying to find a single gear in the vast desert, to say nothing of the difficulty in making those parts from scratch. One can only wonder where Abatui found the original parts.
I might have an idea. Abatui was, for a time, quite passionate about excavating the Great Red Sand. This was when he had just gotten expelled from the academia.
You mean to say he found a restitution module in the desert? Well, that is indeed possible.
But the desert's huge. How are we supposed to find the parts that khaenri'ah needs?
You're about to make me search the entire goddamn desert, I swear to God, game.
According to the academia's records, no similar parts have been found in the Great Red Sand over the past 100 years. If we want to try our luck, we'll have to explore ruins that have never been explored before.
I do know that a Vahumana researcher formed an expedition team after the sandstorms and earthquakes subsided. They are now exploring areas of the desert that used to be difficult to access.
Should we ask them if they've made any new discoveries lately?
The chances are slim, but it's at least more effective than running around like headless chickens.
What's the lead researcher's name, or what is the archaeology team trail station? What's the
His
name?
name is Raid. I think he's stationed at the northeast part of the hypostyle desert. Let's go look for him once khaenri'ah settles down.
Oh, you and Kale should probably stay. khaenri'ah's condition may be stable, but it would still be better if some of us stay to look after it. Besides, you still need to take care of the trouble that the academia left for me.
Trouble from the academia? I thought you said you pawned it off to someone else. Wait, don't tell me.
It's you!
I'll let Kale fill you in on the details. I look forward to seeing your work, Tainari.
I see everything.
I hope khaenri'ah will recover quickly.
Hey, he's still thinking about khaenri'ah. He doesn't even care if he has to do all that work.
Hey! Hope you feel better soon, khaenri'ah.
A fully automated irrigation system. That's quite the task.
Master, can I help with anything at all? I can go buy things. Prepare pen and paper.
Oh, you know, I seem to remember that you have a lot of homework today.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I do.
Well, hurry up and finish it so you can sleep early, or Farazan will worry. That's the best thing you can do now to help.
Oh, okay.
He really does say that all the time, man. Okay, off to the desert. Yeah, I'm not answering a scam call mid-scream. Nahida's also probably one of my favorites. Nahida and Venti are easily the best Archons to me. This way. The fuck? Double the fuck?
What is this?
And the next expert is going to be adding more to the desert. I don't even think I got the area that was added in this update, let alone the next one. I've been slacking on desert exploration horrendously.
Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further.
We're not outsiders. She's a researcher from the academia.
That still won't do. Mr. Raid told us to keep people away from the ruins so they don't damage the site.
Damage the site? I've excavated more ruins than you've visited restaurants. Which batch of students is Raid from? I want to see him right now.
He isn't at the campsite now. You should all leave. Only he can give you permission to enter.
What a stubborn guy.
You can't just waste our time here like this. Let's wait for the researchers to come first.
You're right. Even if there is new information, we still have to wait for him to come back so we can ask him about it. So let's just see what we can find out from the people here. I'm going to give that Raid a good talking to when he gets back. Starting from who in the world mentored you?
God, you are such a Karen.
I see everything.
What do these people want? I'll let Mr. Raid deal with them.
Who am I talking to? Whoa, what?
Halt! Mr. Raid's permission is required to proceed any further.
Apparently I walked somewhere I wasn't supposed to.
Hey!
So tired. Just want to go home. The ruins. Don't know anything. We were only hired to deliver water and supplies to them. Forget excavation. They won't even let us get close to the camp where they're staying.
And does your mind change, or is it just still that statement?
So tired. Just want to go home.
Nope, still same. That is fine.
Hey!
What are you thinking, buddy?
They won't even let us go near the camp. This area used to be ravaged by frequent sandstorms, but it's been calm lately for some reason. They say that this was done by a single traveler? But seriously, is such a thing even humanly possible?
Let's see, have I been in this area recently?
Everyone hold it.
Rumors really be true?
What rumors?
That machine looks amazing. Could it be the legendary Ruin Wanderer? The location seems to fit too. Might that legend actually be true?
It might. After asking around, Farazan starts to organize
I found out everything I could.
things.
Is there anything that stands out to you?
Let's see.
To be honest, the ruins were difficult to excavate in the past, but they really are much safer now thanks to you. However, I'm more concerned about this Ruin Wanderer they speak of. Ruin Wanderer. That's the first time I've heard that name. But that wreckage did seem a bit weird.
What's so weird about it?
It's a bit far away, and I can't really say for sure from this distance. Perhaps we should ask the villager from before about the legend first.
Huh? What are you guys doing back here?
I want to learn more about the legend of the Ruin Wanderer.
I wouldn't blame you for not knowing about it, youngsters. After all, it's a tale that's over a decade old.
Well, Farazan's about to lose her shit.
It's said that this monster,
Oh.
Ruin Wanderer, traversed through various ruins for centuries. Many adventurers had claimed to see it while exploring. Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins. Then, about 10 years ago, we stopped hearing any news about it in Sumeru. No one has seen it since then, and the legend has since faded into memory. You youngsters probably don't know about the Ruin Wanderer nowadays, but it was famous for centuries.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Wait, back then?
Indulge my curiosity for a moment. Why do you think that wreckage is the Ruin Wanderer?
Well, I had also heard that secondhand from...
You heard that nonsense from the Eremites after they got drunk, right?
Who are you?
Madam Farazan, it is a pleasure. I'm Raid, the one who organized this archaeological expedition. I'd heard of you at the Academia, but I didn't expect to run into you here. Truly, it is an honor. And this must be the famous traveler, I presume. What brings the two of you here?
Have you found any special contraptions and relics in the ruins that you've been investigating?
I'm ashamed to say that we haven't found anything noteworthy, even though we've been investigating for a while now.
Really? That Ruin Wanderer isn't noteworthy to you?
I'm afraid those are mere rumors. Really, I sometimes wish that those people would put as much effort into their work as they do into gossiping.
You're right, sir. I'll get back to work now.
The wise do not buy into rumors, so it is said. I believe that you too, Madam Farazan, do not put any stock into such baseless talk.
It is also said that real knowledge shall come from practice. I can help you research the excavated relics and see if I can find out anything new about them. You can take credit for any new discoveries. I believe this offer to be sufficiently attractive.
In truth, I could ask for nothing better than your help with our research. However, you two must be tired after a long journey. I'd feel bad if I sent you to work immediately. It's getting late and my subordinates and I are heading back to the camp to rest. Why don't you find a place to spend the night first? There's a tent that the villagers occasionally use to rest. It's a bit simple, yes, but I hope you won't mind.
Since you need to rest as well, let's do just that.
Go to the makeshift camp. Wait, no, where's Greenie? I wanted to read his mind. He's gone. God, could you imagine walking through the fucking desert barefoot? Nahida should be burning right now.
This is quite far away. Are they trying to prevent the villagers from eavesdropping on them? This suits us just fine, though. This way, they won't overhear our conversations either.
Hello, King. Hi, Antidote Gaming. Thanks for the follow. And sorry for taking so long to notice your hi. It's really hard for me to see the chat while I'm gaming at the same time, but it's glad to have you here. I'm especially glad to have your follow.
Now, I have my suspicions about this archaeological expedition team and that machine wreckage. I only caught a quick glimpse, and it was from a distance.
How's the stream going? It's going relatively well. I've had a decent amount of viewers. It's sad that I call 3 people at once a decent amount of viewers, but that's how it is. Although, admittedly, I've been yawning a bit more than I'd like to. I'm kind of suffering from sleep apnea right now, so I do apologize if I'm a little low on energy. Other than that, though, I think the stream's going pretty well. How much longer am I going to be streaming? My goal is to get every ending in this Hangout, so I'd predict 3 hours, unless exhaustion gets to me. If I fall asleep, I will stop at whatever the next ending I get is. And yes, I've fallen asleep on myself while streaming before. So, we'll say half an hour to 1.5 hours left in the stream. Somewhere around that ballpark. Okay, I got you. Give me... Okay, I got you. Give me 5 seconds. 5 seconds? Okay. Not sure what I'm giving you 5 seconds for, but... 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, back to gameplay, I guess.
But based on the condition of the armor and joints, it didn't seem like something that had been lying around for centuries. At most, I'd estimate that it only stopped moving about a dozen years ago.
Nahida is a great character. She's kind of the first Archon I haven't gotten irritated at. Venti had stealth and gliding missions. Zhongli had exhausted me. And the Ryan Shogun, well, she's the antagonist. I liked Venti's gliding missions. The stealth mission, not so much, but I liked the gliding mission. Wait, Nahida had stealth missions too. We had to stealth around to rescue her, didn't we? During the rescue mission, part of it was following the doctor. That was a stealth mission. Ugh.
Yes, the timing coincides with the spreading of the legend. Now, assuming that it really is the Ruin Wanderer.
It seems Antidote may or may not have invited people. Hello, Zankaiser? Zankaiser? How's it going? It's going well. I'm trying to stay conscious while streaming. How are things going with you? Hopefully you're enjoying your Friday.
How do you suppose it was able to maintain a relatively good condition despite high-intensity operation over the course of several decades?
The restoration module.
That's right. Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
You've encountered others beside khaenri'ah.
Well, this was over 100 years ago. It was a machine about the same size as khaenri'ah, actually. It couldn't carry heavy objects or fight, and was only able to help me record some notes.
Ayo. Hey, more follows. Thanks for the follow, Guardian Hammer and Dragoon Draxus. Really appreciate it. Oh, another one! Thanks for the follow, Navadir? That. Oh god, another one! Whoa, what? Wait, what? Hold up, what? No, that's just Navadir again. What? Why was there another sound? What was that last one? I don't know what that last one was. Oh god, so many words. Ah! Koopas. I'm being invaded by turtles. Hello, how's it going? Yo, happy Friday, world. There goes another one. Pushing for affiliate. Let's fucking go. God damn. Alright, so for anyone who's confused by this, I'm part of a Discord called the Koopa Troop, which is basically... It's basically a group of small streamers that help support each other, and, it seems the turtles have found me. They're invading in full force. I have the most people I've had in the stream at once in my stream currently, and it's beautiful. Thank you all. Hopefully I can keep you entertained for the next hour and a half.
It also helped me deliver letters home. I found it near the desert, which is why I wondered if there might be more restitution modules buried around here.
A mechanical life form from 100 years ago. Is it no longer around?
Honestly, people in ancient times might have already solved the problem of providing enough power for all I know. I'll need to research this properly.
Why didn't you go and investigate earlier?
Had I confronted Raid right there and then, he would have said that he couldn't tell that the machine was special. Then he'd just hand it over to the Academia obediently. And he'd get away scot-free. If the wreckage were to be handed to the Academia, it'd be much tougher for us to do research on it or get spare parts for khaenri'ah. Anyway, we should figure out what they're planning before making our next move. They insisted that we should stay the night, which means if they're trying to pull a fast one on us, they're likely to try tonight. We must be vigilant.
Oh no, I'm so afraid of the fucking college nerds. What could they possibly fucking do to us? As night goes on, you hear something. I couldn't read fast enough.
I knew they wouldn't be able to wait. They must be scared that we might discover something tomorrow.
Huh.
Not a single person guarding the campsite. This must be quite the manpower expenditure.
What's up? Yeah, you beat me. Ah, it's just them talking amongst each other. Okay, cool.
I'll see if they left any clues behind at their camp. Keep watch and help me stall them if it comes to that, would you?
No problem.
All right. I'm counting on you.
Counting on me. That's the biggest mistake you can make of your life. Go to the excavation site. Alright. Can I read some minds?
Why now of all times?
Oh, they really are afraid of us being here. What else can we get? Oh, I can't read your mind. Am I...
Why now?
Am I too far away? I don't want to trigger the scene yet. I want to see if I can read some minds. Nope. Okay, there we go.
What do these people want? I'll let Mr. Raid deal with them.
Why do you still have that dialogue?
Why isn't the tent here yet? We need to switch it out tonight.
It's still on the way. I'm afraid this is the first time we're delivering such a huge one.
You good-for-nothings are just a load of trouble, aren't you? We wouldn't have to deal with these interlopers if you had kept those lips of yours from flapping. Hurry up and hide our current tent and deliver the new one to me tonight, no matter what it takes.
Huh? Who's there?
It's me, Dwayne.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset because my subordinates aren't doing their jobs properly. When did you get here?
What's this tent you mentioned, if I might ask?
It's nothing. Just a tent. We didn't pack up all our tents from the last campsite. Some of them, along with a few people, have been left there. Someone damaged our current tent, so I'm trying to get my subordinates to get one from that previous campsite delivered here.
And you're discussing that over here because...
The relics in the ruins are highly valuable, so I'm worried that treasure hoarders and bandits might try to steal them. Since the tent isn't here yet and I can't fall asleep, I came here to patrol.
There are people who steal these relics?
Well, these things are antiques after all. There will always be people interested in buying them. I hired so many people precisely because I was worried about that happening. Speaking of which, I'd like to ask, is the Academia really aware that you've traversed through the desert to come here in the middle of the night? Also, where's Farazan? Why isn't she with you?
I'm right here. Also, you forgot to address me as Madam.
Technically, he wasn't addressing you directly.
Sorry, Madam Farazan.
You were all making so much noise that I couldn't sleep, which is why I got the Traveler to find out what was going on. But for some reason, that one task took forever, so I came to check in on the situation.
I'm very sorry for disturbing your rest. I'll tell my subordinates to be quieter on patrol.
Good. Come on, Traveler. Let's head back.
We're heading back already?
Yes. We came to check out the situation, didn't we? Well, we've already done that. We should get better rest so that we'll have energy to investigate tomorrow.
Was I mistaken? Nah, she probably has the information she needs already. And do you have reminder reading we can do?
Why now of all times?
Nope, nothing of value. Wait, is that a teleportation waypoint? Why is there one out here? And how have I not triggered it? Excuse me? I'm sorry, guys. I just really want to grab this before I forget, because I've only just noticed it. Ah, so the new section of the desert isn't something I had to, like, unlock. It was just walking over to trigger it. The world opens up, those with noble hearts. Look at all of that. Damn. I could have just walked over and gotten more desert. Alright, back to the actual quest. Let's get someone taller. I'll check the chat while I'm running over here. Hope you're having a great stream. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I'd have a better stream if I was able to keep myself awake, but sleep apnea is a bitch.
Thanks for dealing with them.
I am super happy to have you guys here, though. Or at least what's left of you all. Sorry for not talking as much as you may have wanted me to. I've always had a bad habit of not liking to talk over cutscenes, cause, well, this is my first time experiencing the game, so obviously I want to know what's being said on screen. So if anyone's annoyed or bored by the long silences during cutscenes or characters talking, I truly am sorry for that, but there needs to be some level of enjoyment for myself here, or else I wouldn't want to stream, you know? Thanks for the follow, Carodum? Carodum. Thanks for the follow, Carodum. I appreciate it. Hopefully I can keep you entertained for your stay here.
Now, I found something good on my end. These are the excavation records from their campsite. According to them, the ruins have been raided before, with numerous traps and contraptions having already been triggered. I also observed the wreckage up close earlier. The weathering is nowhere near as extensive as on the relics that have been buried for over 100 years. There's no doubt that the wreckage and the ruins don't belong to the same era. Instead, it must have wandered into the ruins about a dozen years ago. It could have fallen into a trap or encountered a glitch within the ruins, remaining stationary like that until it was discovered recently. However, I still don't know why they'd want to hide it. I have no doubt that the researcher could definitely reach the same conclusion I did. The last few pages of the excavation records are written in code, which I still need time to decipher.
You can decipher coded message? Oh. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm visually impaired. I thought the line was done. You can decipher coded messages.
It's just wordplay. And if anything, that's my wheelhouse.
Farazan gets to work deciphering the code.
Just a bit more. Ah, I see now.
Help! Please help!
Oh, we do get to fight something.
Why are you running away? Come back! Protect me!
No, fuck you!
What's that sound? The Ruin Wanderer? Reactivated? That's impossible! Is this the work of some kind of hidden mechanism? Never mind. We have to focus on saving lives first. I'll cover them. You go stall the Ruin Wanderer.
I know she's not in the scene right now, but Colette is a cinnamon bun. I haven't finished Inazuma when Sumeru was added, but I did go ahead to get her when we had that freebie. Wait, you could do that? You could just leave Inazuma to go grab Kale? Huh. Fate of the Dice has followed. Thanks for the follow, Fate of the Dice. I really appreciate it.
What? It ignored the Traveler?
Oh, so I don't get to fight. Okay, then.
Why is it chasing after us?
Well, shit, I don't get to show the guys here some action.
What could have caused it to reactivate?
Hopefully you guys are fine with a copious amount of story.
Darn it! Hey, come on, you lot! It's clear that we can't escape, so let's just attack it!
What?
It stopped?
Hey, you guys, get up there and tell me what's going on.
But what if it suddenly moves?
You good-for-nothings. Why is everyone I hired so useless? Move! I'll do it myself.
Finally got some guts of your own, you old bastard.
Looks like this thing's parts can't handle the load of functioning anymore after years of disrepair. When it first reactivated, I was wondering if it'd be as amazing as the legends had pegged it to be. I didn't expect it to be so much weaker than it looks. How disappointing.
What did you want?
Disappointing, you say? Now, is that because you won't be able to sell it for much?
Farazan, you may be my senior as an academia researcher, but that doesn't mean you get to slander me.
Honestly, I assumed worse. I assumed he wanted it as a weapon of war.
You wrote these excavation records, did you not?
I don't recognize that thing.
January 3rd, excavated 5 tents. January 5th, 3 tents sold. January 10th, 1 special tent pre-sold. It must quickly be switched out with an old tent.
So tent is your code for relics.
You're supposed to be an archaeological expedition team, and yet here you are, secretly selling the relics and profiting from it. When you believed that you had found the wreckage of the ruined wanderer, you tried to switch in wreckage that you had excavated previously to pull the wool over the Academia's eyes. After all, there would probably be many wealthy buyers interested in purchasing the legendary ruined wanderer in the black market, yes? And then we arrived just before you could finish your work.
Hey yo, again? Thanks for the follow, Twisted Outlaw. I can read, I swear. Hey there, came from Cooper Troop to show some support. Thank you, Twisted Outlaw, I really appreciate it. Oh, so they don't have fancy month names like Free Houses does. It's just January and so on. Seems so. And no problem. Neat.
That forced you to speed up your plan, and you tried to complete the switch overnight before I could investigate the wreckage. In your haste, however, you accidentally activated the ruined wanderer instead. Did I get that all right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You lack the curiosity befitting a man of knowledge, nor do you have respect for mechanical life forms. You're not fit to be a researcher.
Ridiculous. Curiosity? Respect? I'm not here to hear you preach. Hey, we're leaving.
Mr. Aid!
Behind you?
Kill him! I won't stop you.
Why is it moving again? Run!
It doesn't even care about us. It's just walking ahead. Farazan, watch out!
Some said that it was like a giant, while others said that it was like a beast. However, none knew why it wandered the ruins.
Technically speaking, the module shouldn't be able to move such a large machine chassis. However, I'm basing my knowledge on the mechanical life forms I've seen before.
Thanks for the follow, Lost Bomber. Thanks for the follow, Davnot. Yo, did I become the recent raid? What the hell? No, that second one was just Davnot. Okay.
Centuries? Impossible. I heard nothing about it back then. It could only have been around for a few decades at most.
Thanks for the follow, Yos. Thanks for the follow, Yos.
Why is it chasing after us?
You know what, guys? For the sake of the stream actually continuing, I'm just gonna stop thanking you all for a bit. I promise I'll thank you at the end of the stream. So if you stick around, you'll hear your thanks. But I can't keep minimizing the game every time someone follows me. This is gonna become maddening.
So you've been looking for me this whole time?
Ah, so she met this thing in the past, apparently. Aww.
Long time no see, Tamimi.
Aww, she has little robot friends. It's actually kind of cute. Okay, are there any minds here I can read? I'm intrigued. Any people? Come on. I want to read minds. No? Did everyone run away? Cowards! Wait, where is Farazan? Oh, there she is. How did I not see you? Oh, nothing interesting in her... Yo, what? Oh. I thought these were things I could pick up for free. Actually, I should probably actually read those. One sec. Dear Madame Farazan, the notes and manuscripts we found in Tamami have been transcribed and organized, and every one of them has been marked with your name. I hope that even after 100 years, future generations of students will still remember your name, Madame Farazan. Yellowed note. Tamami's remodeling is going smoothly. As it is now, it can learn how to deal with various dangerous situations in the ruins of its own. I wish you could see it with your own eyes. As I worked to keep thinking that I kept thinking that you'd do a better job of this than I could. After all, you're the most exceptional student I've ever met. And oft-corrected note. I didn't mean to attack the notes. I told you not to. Now look, so many people worried even Tamami. The messy scribbling has been repeatedly cancelled and edited, leaving barely legible phrases and a single neat message at the back. Hurry up and come home for a meal. Your mom always makes an extra portion of food, you know. And I got a achievement for that. Neat. Let's see. Looks like people are just talking to each other rather than me. So I'll just let chat exist for a bit while I talk to Farazan. Dear Farazan, hope you're doing well.
It has been over 20 years since you went missing. People from the academia keep telling us to give up and that you're most likely dead. But somehow, I feel like you're still alive. Yes, that you live still in some corner of this world. You've always been persistent, able to shine no matter what situation you face. I believe that this persistence serves you well in surviving and finding your way home. Unfortunately, I likely won't be able to welcome you home when you do. I don't have much time left, and my reflexes have slowed. Others keep telling me to stop exploring ruins. Only Tamimi is still the same as before, always running off to places which you've been to. Your teacher and friends came up with an idea to remodel Tamimi, so it can search for you in our place. You didn't like coming home back then and would always get Tamimi to send a letter back. Now we're leaving a letter with Tamimi. I wonder if it'll ever be delivered to you. I don't know the answer to that question, but if you ever read this letter, I hope it'll be when you've already found your way home.
So, I don't want to ruin the lovely moment, but can I just state how lucky it is that I haven't fucking broken Tamimi with all the goddamn mechs I've killed in this game? Also, thank you whoever just followed me, but I'm not minimizing the game to thank people currently, because I've been doing that far too much recently.
I regret not being able to say this to you myself, but I'll still feel sincerely happy for you, my dear daughter.
You will receive your thank you at the end of the stream instead.
Welcome home, Farazan. Look at you, Tamimi. You've changed so much after all these years. Thank you for waiting for me all this time. I've safely received the letters. Your work is done now. You can sleep.
That's...
Tamimi, the mechanical life form I encountered back then. When I would go on expeditions, it would follow me, take notes for me, and send my letters home. When I met with that accident, it was on the way to deliver a letter for me. I once thought that I'd never get to see it again. I didn't expect my teacher and others to remodel its self-repair function, upgrading it to self-learning. And so, in order to plumb the depths of unknown ruins and overcome dangerous traps, it repaired and modified itself using parts it found along the way. One decade of wandering became many, and soon, Tamimi, which used to be incapable of even moving heavy objects, became the Ruin Wanderer.
Wait, so Tamimi was in the Ruin Wanderer? Huh. I guess I missed that detail due to my bad vision. I never actually noticed Tamimi leave the Wanderer.
Also, it could deliver these last letters from them to me.
Even though they had all passed on, they still prayed for your safe return.
The strain to support such a huge body must have turned out to be too much for your heart, right?
Tamimi?
Even after the remodeling, its restitution module still can't function perfectly in perpetuity. It has been pushing itself beyond its limits over the past few decades. Just like a living being, mechanical life forms have a limited lifespan. It probably became trapped in the ruins all those years ago because its shelf life had run out. It most likely only reactivated because it detected my presence. And then it mustered up everything it had to deliver that last letter. Tighnari told you what happened to me, right?
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize. It's not like this incident is a secret in the academia. Besides, I've always treated it as a failed experiment. As a researcher, I must accept this result. However, finding out that so many people were affected by my failure does make me feel somewhat conflicted. Can you head back to Pardis first? We've been here for a while, and it's best not to make Kale and the rest worry. As for me, I want to stay with Tamimi for a bit longer. Just a bit.
Any new thoughts in your head? Nope, just sadness. Sadness and regrets. Understandable.
Hey.
Alright, back to Parse DI we go. Meanwhile, while that loads, I'll check and see if the chat has anything to say, or if everyone's just vibing together as per usual. Just vibing together. That's fine. You guys have fun down there. Why are you guys so far away this time? Oh, right. Because there's stairs. Alright, let's see if we can sneak any interesting tidbits from their heads. No! I went too close.
You're back!
How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Farazan?
Tell the whole truth. You tell everyone everything that happened in the desert.
Oh no. She finally got to reunite with an old friend from 100 years ago. But
As a researcher, she could perhaps accept it. However, as a friend, a student, and a daughter, we should give her some time. Let's just wait for her here. And in the future, I hope that we can be here to support her as her new friends.
Funnily enough, I can agree with that statement. I thought I'd hate this woman. I only find her mildly annoying. I shall support her as a friend. I shall also read your mind. God damn it! I wanted to read your mind some more. Oh, wait until a day later. Let's do the time warp again. AR-58, that's pretty cool. Thank you. I've been at this game for quite some time.
Something on your mind again?
I've only recently started, playing at a more reasonable rate. No minds to read. Damn it.
I'm back! What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
Correct.
We've all been waiting for you, Madame Farazan.
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones Karkata is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape.
I only just realized there are holes in her dress.
Huh? Why do you all look so solemn? Come now. Liveliness befits youngsters more.
Madame Farazan, did these parts come from...
Come now. I thought that you must have encountered some major problem. This isn't something you have to worry about.
I'm sorry, did she just give us the fucking parts from her pets?
Well, it looks like you already know everything. But no need to feel bad. Like I said before, as researchers, we must learn to accept our failures.
This is a bit much. Even for a researcher's mindset. This is like giving my new dog my old dog's hearts.
Tamimi had been operating beyond capacity for a century, and I'm unable to repair it with my current abilities. Not even with these parts. It would thus be much better to use them to extend Karkata's lifespan. As a senior, it is only right that I do something for the people who come after me. That holds true for both researchers and machines. Besides, I didn't say that I would be giving you these parts for free. They will only be used for Karkata temporarily. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to help me with my research.
Explain.
I'll be sure to revive Tamimi once I've fully deciphered and replicated the creations of the ancient civilization.
All right. I'll do my best to help.
Me too. Although, I'm not sure if I'll be much help.
I'll help too.
Thank you. If they could remodel Tamimi successfully even back then, there's no reason why we won't be able to do even better. And when that day comes, I'll be sure to say, welcome home, Tamimi.
That's cute. Start over. New friends, a new life, and a new beginning. Save. Alright, before we do the next ending, upon further consideration, y'all have busy lives and probably can't wait till the end of the stream for the thanks. So I'll instead give out my thanks in between story ends. So, let's do the thank list, shall we? Thank you for the follow, Ginger Virus, King Leonidas Gaming, Glowy Glow, Yusei Fryver, Bucked for Your Blick, Davnot, Lost Bomber, Twisted Outlaw, and I think at that point we've reached people I've already thanked already. So thank all of you for the follow. I'm going to assume that question is towards me. Oh, Boomer, not Bomber. Sorry about that, Lost Boomer. I'm visually impaired, so it's kind of normal for me to make dumb mistakes like that. Hopefully you can forgive me. And do you have any Genshin merchandise? Actually, I have a Ganyu plushie and a Lumide plushie. I do have Genshin merchandise, and if it wasn't so hard to work my webcam, I would show you it. But I have a poster of Klee on the door to my room. It's actually visible from my living room. I think that's the only Genshin merchandise I own, actually. Yeah, it's just a Klee poster, nothing else. Alright, I, surprisingly enough, have not collapsed from exhaustion yet, so what the fuck? You all saw that too, right? For a brief moment, everyone was Ganyu. Anyway. I still have energy, so let's do another ending. There must have been a split path here somewhere, right? Yeah, there was. There was a split path really close to the end. Time to decide.
How was your journey through the desert? Wait, where's Madame Farazan?
Ah, whether I choose to tell them the full truth or not. Keep Tamimi a secret. You tell everyone the partial truth.
So Madame Farazan has some other things to settle. Alright. And to think that Raid was doing all of those things on the sly. It's good that you all got out of that situation in one piece.
Madame Farazan will be able to repair Karkata when she gets back, won't she?
Currently, only Farazan and I know about Tamimi. I should let Farazan decide whether to tell the others about Tamimi. Talk to Tainari. No, never mind. Wait until another day. So we time travel again. I wish I could actually tell what these smileys are. Like, I think that first one's a cat with a heart. I have no clue what that second one is. I still hope we get the Switch version at some point. Yo, it's a good thing that I got a functioning computer. Because I was originally holding out for the Switch version. If I was still holding out for the Switch version, I would have never played Genshin Impact. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'll leave up to you.
What? Is there to be no welcoming party?
Madam Farazan, we're over here.
That's more like it. Now, here are some components I brought back from the desert. Switch these out with the ones khaenri'ah is using right now, and it'll be back in ship shape.
So this is a relic of an ancient civilization? Unbelievable. Thankfully, it didn't end up in Raid's unscrupulous hands.
Unscrupulous, huh? Sounds like you already told them what happened.
I told them about Reed.
Is that so? Thank you. We will talk about everything else later. It's nothing. I've already given all the evidence we have against Raid to the Academia. They're going to be very busy. Too busy to bother us, I'd wager. I'll start repairing khaenri'ah then. Kale, can you help me out?
Of course.
After some repairs, khaenri'ah springs back to life. Ooh! Read minds!
Madam Farazan seems to have a lot on her mind. Now's probably not the time to pry.
Will I be able to take khaenri'ah with me on patrol duty in the future?
Aw, that's such an adorable thought! Hey khaenri'ah, how you doing, buddy?
It looks fine, but even so, it needs to properly rest up.
It's a robot, Kale.
Farazan went out after repairing khaenri'ah. She seems to be looking for you for some reason. Well, I will not probe any further. However, if you need any help, do feel free to ask.
It looks fine.
Kale and his dialogues are linked. Okay.
I see everything.
And she's still deep in contemplation.
Ah, you're here. Thank you for keeping Tamimi a secret.
You don't plan on telling them?
If I tell them about Tamimi, will they still feel happy for khaenri'ah? Even if we could convince them to accept the components, they'll probably still feel bad about it.
I'm doing great, Ellen Kaida. How are you doing today? Are you enjoying your Friday? Hope you are. And if you aren't, hey, it's the weekend. Whatever horrible work week has been plaguing you should be done soon.
I don't want my past to affect people in the present. That applies to both me and other people.
You don't have to shoulder this all alone. Maybe you'll feel better if you share it with the rest.
It's fine. I'm used to this. I once believed that I'd never hear from my old friends and family ever again. Even their faces are getting hazier in my memories. However, I could remember them clearly again after reading the letter Tamimi handed to me and learning that they'd never given up on me. That's more than enough. I'd be disappointing them if I let myself fall into a slump because of this. Neither my teacher nor my mother would have wanted to see me like that. Besides, you're lending a listening ear to me now, aren't you? Oh, Pardius GI looks pretty scenic at night. Will you take a stroll with me?
It would be my pleasure.
Once khaenri'ah's condition stabilizes, I'll find a chance to tell Tainari and Kale about all that. But for now, just help me keep this secret.
You got it.
Thank you. Whether it's 100 years ago or now, I have people who worry about me. I suppose I should consider myself quite fortunate. The only time when I felt otherwise was when I had just returned to Sumeru. No one came to check up on me then.
Welcome home, Farazan. Let me guess. That's Madam Farazan!
Yeah, I'm home.
Oh, okay. I like that response. I'm glad I was nice to you. Welcome back, Farazan. Where once she was adrift in the sea of time, she has found her home, shore once again. That's a pretty picture.
If you're not sure what to do next, how about I take you on a walk?
Farazan already did that, but thank you for the offer, Nahida. Alright, I think I got another person I need to thank. Thank you for the follow, Ellen Kaida. I don't remember if I thanked Ginger Virus already, so I'll just thank him again. Thank you too, Ginger Virus. The follows are appreciated. Not what I wanted to do. Funnily enough, reacting to people entering the chat has energized me, so I should be able to do the rest of these. What is this? Just a made charcoal baked Elijah cake. Ah. So am I just a dumbass? Or does this baked good kind of look like a paramedic transformer? I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, but it looks like the transformer thing. Alright, we have one more path. I believe this is the path for the joint project. After that path is done, I can raid another Cooper member and go to sleep. Again, not that I don't enjoy streaming for you guys. I just sleep apnea, really tired. But I want to try to get all of these endings done in one stream. I don't like saving endings for other streams.
What now? She seems so busy. Master said there's no rush, but I know that he's been busy working on something at Paradise DI, so he hasn't returned to Gandharville for several days now. I feel for Madame Farazan, but I still want to ask her to come with us. But if I get her in trouble with the academia, then she won't have the time to help Master. What should I do? Oh, this is such a headache.
I'm great, and thank God it's Friday, right? I feel like I should have responded to that a long time ago. Let's help her resolve her problem first.
That would be the best for them both. I'll check with Master later and see if there's anything I can help him with. But I'm sure he'll say, the best thing you can do now is study hard, so I don't have to give you remedial lessons.
I can stay and help Farazan.
Huh? Oh yes! This way she can get her problem sorted out quickly, and then she can go see Master. So if I also stay and help... that still sounds kinda scary.
Let's observe the situation first.
Okay then. I'm counting on you.
I have to teach students from Haravatat, or owe Kasharawar a favor. It strikes me that they might be even less happy about such a deal than I am.
I think I can sympathize with them.
We're back, Madame Farazan. The Traveler said that he can stay and help you.
Oh, why I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious about the type of person the Traveler is. You were the one who taught Azara a lesson after all. That said, will I be troubling you?
I specialize in solving problems.
Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kasharawar is proposing? Honestly, I don't want to choose either of them.
Let's hear what this Kasharawara collaborative project's all about.
I don't know if Tighnari's told you about this before, but while my research involves learning about ruins and the mechanisms within them...
What's up? Nothing much, Crammer. If that follows for you, thank you for the follow. Just playing some Genshin Impact and doing Farazan's Hangout event. We've gotten we've gotten 3 of the 5 endings already. So now we're working on the final path with the last 2 endings on it. Hopefully you enjoy it.
I don't belong belong to Ksharawar, which specializes in researching mechanisms, nor am I in Spontamod, which specializes in researching energy flow. Instead, I'm part of Haravatat, which specializes in languages and scripts.
Now that I think about it, it's kind of weird you don't focus, that you're not the one focused on mechanisms. You're a weird woman.
She has been invited to
Oops.
Ksharawar multiple times to continue her research.
I did it by
She's
accident.
rejected them each time.
I never read that.
Just listen to how they introduce themselves. In the future, Ksharawar will be the only Darshan with the ability to research mechanisms. There's no such thing as exclusivity in knowledge. Besides, the current Ksharawar is more concerned about how mechanisms can be used in everyday life, while my research involves textual analysis of ruins. If they're trying to use the collaborative project as an excuse to have me reconsider again...
No, that's not it. The request this time is from Akara Crafts. The representative of Ksharawar recommended you to them, Madame Farazan. In truth, she told me that it's because she respects you a lot.
Oh, respect? Oh, my. Putting aside my ideological differences with Ksharawar, I suppose I must acknowledge this attitude of theirs. At the very least, they're bounds above those decrepit Haravatat fools.
It wouldn't hurt to hear him out.
Yeah, Akara Crafts is a pretty nice shop.
Well, since both of you feel as such, I shall first hear this proposal.
In summary, Akara Crafts wants to design a series of early learning toys that will cultivate curiosity and learning in children.
So, we should be asking the heat about this, not Farazan.
Early learning toys. Interesting.
The academia agreed to work with them because they hope that these toys can help children become excellent researchers in the future.
True. The current academia is in need of some new blood. If the children start learning now, perhaps I can find some talented students in a few years.
Madame Farazan, you still haven't found any students?
Anise, Ksharowar's representative, should be staying in the inn at Port Ormos. If you want more details, you can find her there.
Port Ormos? Now there's a place I haven't been to in a long time. I wonder how much it's changed.
I probably can't join you since Port Ormos is a little far from here. I should probably go back and report to Master, and then review today's homework.
No worries. Go do your homework, Kale. Once I'm done with everything here, I'll head over to Pardistii.
I'll take you there.
Thank you. Why, I'd even call this a rare chance for a curious researcher like myself to observe the legendary traveler up close.
Alright, so we're going to the port. I'll check the chat while this loads. Nothing new there. Okay. Seems I've lost most of my viewers, but I don't even blame you guys. I know it's funner when I can talk more, but since I don't like talking over cutscenes, it really couldn't be helped in this instance. Hope you guys enjoyed the time that you were here, though.
Madame Farazan! Oh, it's really you. Did you change your mind?
All right, calm down. Let me be clear. I'm still not all that interested in Ksharawar. I'm just here to see how the project is going. After all, you're here as representatives of the academia in this collaboration. The reputation of all research is at stake here, so I will not simply stand by should mistakes get made.
Either way, it's good that you were willing to come. Now, we've given Akara Crafts many ideas over the past couple of days. However, their owner thinks that our designs are too complicated, which will drive production costs too far up.
I'm still around, kind of multitasking. Thank you, Pika Twig. I appreciate having you around.
That's expected. Students who have never had to deal with budgetary constraints probably don't understand how important it is to keep costs low.
By any... By any chance, has it been very difficult for you to get funding for your research?
If you join the Ksharawar, your budget will be as big as you want it to be. I guarantee it.
That's enough. I will not repeat myself. Take me to a Kara Crafts owner first, if you please.
All right. He's usually at the slope up ahead recruiting volunteers to test out his toys. Let's just head over.
Yeah, screw the path. I'm God. I make the rules now.
Momdu, the one I recommended is here.
Oh, so you're, Madam Farazan?
Hi, Mondu. Your name sounds delicious.
Yes, that's me.
Ah, wonderful. We haven't been able to make any progress on our collaboration recently. We've made many suggestions, but Miss Anise thought that those ideas were too simple and wouldn't be effective in training the mind.
These early learning toys are meant to help the academia train future researchers, after all. If they're too simple, then how are they any different from regular toys?
They're for kids! They have to start off simple, then become more complex.
But if they're too complicated, not only will they be expensive to produce considering our production capabilities, but they won't have much broad appeal to Sumeru's children either.
So the design can't be too complicated, but it can't be too easy to play with either.
I remember that in your notes, many contraptions have managed to fulfill complex functions despite using simple parts. Maybe we can do something similar with these early learning toys.
The contraptions in my notes, I didn't create those. I simply took the contraptions in the ruins apart and analyzed them. But now that you mention it, the ruins did have things like that. Do you have a pen, paper, and scissors? I'll make a paper prototype.
You have an idea already? I suppose I should have expected as much of a respected academia senior researcher. We do have those. Yes, please, help yourself.
Yeesh, Farazan really is smart to already have an idea. Farazan starts to sketch and cut.
Oh, you're done already?
A ring toss?
Let me explain. These 3 thick lines represent 3 poles. These paper strips of varying lengths represent rings of different sizes. They can be slotted onto the poles and stacked up like a tower.
Well, that is easier to make than I expected. So, how is this game played?
That's very simple as well. You just need to shift the tower from this pole to another pole.
Isn't this a little too simple? Even by the standards of an early learning toy, I mean.
There's probably going to be some rule to it, like you can't have them stacked on top of something bigger than it. Or perhaps it will be a case of... No, that's the only rule I can think of. Can't have anything bigger than the piece below it stacked on top of it.
Of course, when moving each ring, the paper strips in this case, you must follow one rule. You can only move one ring at a time, and you can't place a bigger ring on top of a smaller one.
Okay, yes, I thought.
It's like building a tower. The rings in the 3 poles must be stacked from big to small. I named this toy Pagoda Stack.
Pagoda Stack.
That sounds way too simple. Even I feel like it's missing something.
Give it a try and you'll find out if it's simple or not. I heard from Anise that you find volunteers to try out the toys, right? Why don't we do the same for this game?
It's such a simple toy. There's no need to...
Mamdu, let's just do as she says.
Okay, then.
Mondu gathers the nearby volunteers over and something.
You can all give it a try. Let's see who's able to move the tower to another pole in the smallest number of steps.
You called everyone here for such a simple toy?
It doesn't look like it'll take that many steps.
I already know how to solve this, but my solution takes a lot of steps, so... I don't know, maybe these kids will be smarter than me.
Come on, we all promised to help Mr. Mamdu test out the new toys. He said he'd give us new Genius Invocation TCG cards.
So they were learning by a promise of a different toy.
Ugh, fine.
Let's get this over and done with so we can head back and play cards.
The children start playing with the pagoda stack.
It took me 19 steps.
Huh? It took me over 20 steps.
I only needed 18 steps.
I don't believe you.
Not bad. Looks like you're all familiar with the rules now. Then let's increase the difficulty. The next tower will be 5 layers tall. Now then, give it a shot.
Wait,
There's more?
well, since we're already here, why don't we just give it a try?
An extra layer shouldn't make it that much harder, right?
Going by my strategy, I don't think it would.
What's going on? I've already moved over 30 steps, but I'm still not done yet.
I'm almost done. Looks like I'm the faster one this time.
Done! It took
what?
What?
How?
Oops. Sorry, didn't mean to cut him off.
This pagoda stack toy is pretty fun to play with.
Good. We'll try it one final time. This time, we'll add 2 more layers, making 7 layers in total. Mamdu, we've still got quite a few paper strips here. Why don't you give this a go as well?
With how the Invocation game is clearly based on Yu-Gi-Oh, kind of makes me want to see Dan Green voice a Genshin character. That would be kind of fun.
Do you need that many steps for something this simple? Let me try.
Madam Farazan, allow me to try it as well.
You're looking at it quite seriously just now. Are you starting to understand the principles involved?
I think so.
If you want to test out your hypothesis, you'll just have to play and find out.
Got it.
We don't have enough paper strips left for you, Traveler. However, by the looks of things, you seem to have the game figured out.
Just about.
Why don't you guess what the lowest number of steps needed to solve a 7-layer pagoda stack is?
If I wasn't streaming this, I would unironically try to pagoda stack right fucking now. But because I'm streaming this and have to think of entertainment value, I'm just gonna say 108.
What a shame. You were close. However, you did well for someone seeing pagoda stack for the first time. Let's see how well they do then.
After some time.
If I move this small ring...
Nobody said there would be math.
On top of it. Oh, this is going to take more steps than I expected.
I've lost count of how many steps I've taken. Can I restart?
This got a lot harder.
I solved it. Madam Farazan, it takes 127 steps in total.
That many? But there are only 7 layers.
For every extra layer in the pagoda stack, the move order you need to consider becomes much more complex, and the number of steps required will at least double.
More accurately, it will require double the steps, plus 1 each time. The complexity of any given contraption isn't determined by the number of parts it has. The way the parts interact and the rules behind how it operates are important too.
Oh, I see. No wonder you emphasized in your notes that no contraption should ever be underestimated.
I see. So even a simple toy can become complex with the right set of rules.
That's right. The rules used for pagoda stack are the simplest kind when it comes to ancient contraption-making techniques. I could spend some time picking out all those machines that do something similar and write you a reference book. Once that happens, you can give the volunteers the reference book and paper prototypes and find out which toy is the most popular.
Do you have any other toys?
Yeah! When can we play with them?
In about 2 days or so, I think. Anise, if you're free, can you help me with the illustrations for the reference book?
Of course. I'd be honored.
2 days should be enough for us to find more volunteers. Then we can organize a huge conference here, at which we can announce which toy we'll be making.
Should I come back in 2 days too?
You'd be most welcome. We need more people to get a healthy range of opinions. The more, the merrier.
Thank you for coming here with me today. I'll walk back with you.
You know, I'm kind of surprised I ended up becoming the raid focus today. Normally, people who become raid focuses are people who... Wait, where the fuck? Where's the... Oh! I don't have to go that far. I just have to go lower. Plus was a teleport thing. I was talking about that because I thought I'd have to wait for a loading screen. There's no such loading screen.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardistii as quickly as I can.
So about
Kasarawa. Why I'm unwilling to join them, yes?
Yeah.
Putting aside the fact that they're too full of themselves, I actually have no issue with their research methodologies and approach. After all, knowledge is either right or wrong. Superiority and inferiority do not come into the conversation. All researchers are just doing their best to shed light on the unknown in their respective fields of expertise. No matter what corner of the unknown they shed light on, it's a step forward for us all.
Then why do you refuse to join them?
Because I believe wholeheartedly in that principle. Even if the others call my research useless, as long as the knowledge I gain from it is accurate, it could become useful in the future. In the end, useful and useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate knowledge. When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Kasharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I need for my research here. Still, the funding that Kasharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia.
About the collaboration project, do you have any ideas?
Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anis's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
Simple and fun.
You're right. If no one understands the reference book, it doesn't matter how detailed it is. It's better to make it simpler and fun so that children will be interested in the subject. It'll also make it easier for me to recruit students in the long run. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
So yeah, like I was saying, I'm kind of surprised I became the focus of the raid today. Normally, they will only let you be a focus of a raid if you've gathered up enough points by joining in on raids of others, but I don't actually raid others. Wait, not raid others. Wait, actually, I suck at words. They have group raids they tend to do together where everybody hops into someone's chat. I don't do those. Rather, what I do is that after the end of my stream, if I don't immediately go to bed, I'll raid someone personally, rather than going into the group support runs. That's the word, support run. So I'm kind of surprised I got chosen. Since I don't go into regular support runs, I shouldn't have any points levied up. I guess people actually noticed that I've been raiding them, and gave me points for that. I am glad to know that my raids have in fact been noticed.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the academia shall say about it this time.
Honestly, hearing this makes me wish we could see Farazan interact with Lisa. Honestly, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that interaction either. These two could be fun together. And we don't get to experience much of Researcher Lisa. The grand and lively event gets underway.
Activate this little mechanism just like that. A Sumeru rose will appear at the top of the cane.
Oh, I see. I thought it came out of thin air. It's amazing.
If the mechanism was bigger, you could make a rabbit appear, right?
Then you can't use a cane. Could you switch it out with a hat or something?
You're applying what you learned creatively. Not bad.
And thus magicians were born.
If you fold an origami bird like this, it'll fly further and more stably.
Whoa. You can make a mechanism using just a piece of paper?
The principles at play are even more important than the parts that make up a mechanism.
These are pretty cool. I'm tempted to try them out.
I'm not that interested in toys, but if they'll be beneficial for children's development...
Everyone, we have paper prototypes and craft materials that you can use to make your own toys. Come try them out.
This is such a well-prepared event. I'll give it a go.
But we want to play too!
It's fine. We have a lot of paper prototypes and craft materials. All feedback is also welcomed.
The popular and lively event continues.
Oh, my origami bird flew further this time.
Professor Farazan? How can I make mine fly further?
Professor Farazan.
Just madam will do. Maybe in the future, you may indeed get the chance to call me Professor. You may wish to pay attention to these few details. Here, for example. All right, try it again.
Wow, it really did fly farther.
Madam Farazan, will we learn origami at the Academia?
Of course you will. If you become a researcher, you can explore any field you like to your heart's content. In the future, if you want, you can even become one of my students.
But Mom and Dad said that there are 6 Darshans in the Academia. Wait, was it 7? Which Darshan teaches about mechanisms in origami?
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be Haravatat.
I know. We need to choose Ksharawar.
Huh?
I want to attend Ksharawar in the future and fold even better origami birds.
I want to make even more awesome mechanisms!
Actually, the other Darshans do have their own specialties too. For example, Haravatat specializes in... Pay attention, children. Children?
Looks like these early learning toys are a success. However, it looks like recruiting students might be an issue.
How did this happen?
What if we end up in a Darshan we don't like? Does that mean that we won't get to learn about the things we do like?
No, that won't happen. Take me, for example. I'm a researcher from Haravatat, but I research mechanisms. See? The only person able to restrict your curiosity as a researcher is you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
Huh. It's all right. You still have a long road ahead of you. Now, do you want to learn about some other machines? Let me tell you a story about pressure-based mechanisms and elemental monuments.
Aw, that's so precious! The gardener and the nursery. So long as the pursuit of knowledge brings you joy, I'm fine with it. Oh, wait, that's her voice. So long as the pursuit of knowledge brings you joy, I'm fine with it. But won't you reconsider? Haravatat's classes are very interesting, too.
You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
I think I have some more people to thank. Thanks for the follow, Kramer803, Ellen Kada. I think I've caught up already. I feel like some of these have disappeared. Maybe I'm imagining things. Alright, we have one more ending to get before we cut off the stream. So let's see, where was the split? Was it near the end as well? Yeah, it's near the end, so we don't need, there's not even going to be that much longer. Knowledge is boring. I'm just going to vibe here on this swing.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardis DI as quickly as I can.
Oh yeah, about Anise.
Anise? We haven't had much time to get to know each other, but she seems like a good kid. She's able to calmly figure out the basic principles behind something without being influenced by others. I'll do my best to teach her over the next few days. Still, how much she learns will really depend on her.
Why don't you take her on as your student?
Well, her interest lies in the application of mechanisms. I do have some old knowledge to share, but if we think about the future, it's easier for her to learn the things she's interested in if she stays in Khaenri'ah. My research into mechanisms is, in a sense, a side effect of my research into ancient texts. If she becomes my student to learn how to make modern contraptions, it wouldn't benefit either of us in the long run.
I see. I hadn't considered that.
However, if she develops an interest in deciphering ancient texts over these next 2 days, that would change things. If I successfully poach a student, those young punks at Haravatat will have one less reason to cut my budget. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia.
About the collaborative project.
Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anis's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations.
And here's the one that matters. Let's make it accurate and detailed. Fuck simplicity and fun.
You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too. By using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit students. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
See you then. Yeesh. I almost don't want to do it right at the end of the stream because I'm really tired, but I'll probably do it anyway. I gotta pay the kindness forward since I got such a massive influx myself. Alright, let's watch this train wreck happen. Because this is totally gonna be a train wreck.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the academia shall say about it this time.
The grand and lively event gets underway.
To sum up, the 24 forms of pressure-based puzzle mechanisms were used in various ruins. All right, let's go to the next page. Now, I'll explain the base layer design of elemental monuments.
How did things turn out like this?
Are we done yet? Oh, I'm falling asleep.
I don't understand any of it at all.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen.
Are these really toys?
They sound a bit too dangerous to buy for children.
Oh. Well, we've prepared paper prototypes for everyone. If you're interested in the mechanisms Madame Farazan's talked about, you're more than welcome to try them out.
Oh, this is no fun. Can I try another toy?
I want to go home and play Genius Invocation TCG.
Forget it. I don't think anyone would be interested.
I should go home and take care of my children.
Yo, am I just too tired or was a box just talking?
How did this happen? Forget about getting opinions from others. No one even wanted to stay and try them out.
I'm sorry. I think we miscalculated.
I must apologize too.
No, you simply gave suggestions. I was the one who decided to follow through. Anis, too, was only following my instructions. I will find a way to make up for this error. Please, give me some time. I'll write another reference book.
Excuse me, But are you the one who wrote this reference book?
Yes. Who are you?
Ah, you're that man Mountain who was in the crowd just now.
Do I stand out that much? Well, I guess I don't look like someone who'd have anything to do with toys. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kamal, the branch master of Sumeru's Adventurers Guild.
I figured as much. You all dressed the same.
Here? Were you looking for us, or did something happen?
I came to Port Ormos to visit some old friends. On the way over, I saw the booklet you were handing out, so I came to take a look. Can you print a few more copies of this booklet and sell them to the Adventurers Guild? Also, could you make full-fledged models of those paper prototypes and sell them to us as well?
What does the Adventurers Guild want with these toys?
You may see them as toys, but to adventurers who need to deal with all sorts of machines and contraptions within ancient ruins, this booklet is a true treasure. We have many members who can't read, so books are of little use to them. What they know of handling mechanisms has been learned solely through word of mouth. Even if the academia granted public access to all their books, there are people who can't use them.
Ah, and our booklet is practically all pictures.
Well, it is designed for children.
It might be a bit too difficult for children, but it's perfect for adventurers. Also, those paper strips, you called them paper prototypes? If you can make wooden versions for demonstration purposes, even the most illiterate person would be able to follow along and understand. If we can supply a model set for each branch, and if each adventurer carries a booklet with them, then ruin exploration will become much safer.
You really think so? I mean, yes. I always knew it. Knowledge will always be needed, one way or another.
Making models of contraptions for the Adventurers Guild? To be honest, that sounds like a good avenue to explore to me.
Will there be an issue with the academia?
We'll probably have to send in a separate application, but it shouldn't be an issue. After all, this concerns safety during the exploration of ruins. It's a problem that the academia is actually trying to address as well.
Then let's cut to the chase and discuss the details of our first order. The amount we're offering to pay in advance is this much.
Oh, she seems to like it. Knowledge is wealth. All knowledge will find its use. Did she faint? Alright, and with that, we have completed Farazan's Hangout event. It honestly wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Is there anything I want to pull on that we can do to end this off of a bang? There is not, because we're currently on the Shenhe and Ayaka banners. Actually, I guess I could try to get Shenhe's spear? Never mind, I don't have a single pull on me. Alright, we're ending off the stream here. Hope you guys enjoyed this stream as much as I enjoyed making it for you all. If you enjoyed and want to see more of my content, you can... Well, don't do that, phone. Obey me! If you enjoyed my content and want to see more of it, you can find me at youtube.com/KingD353. Again, that's youtube.com/KingD353. When I'm not re-uploading streams, I'm uploading episodes of Persona 5 Royal, Fire Emblem Free Hopes, and some other random extra videos. Also, if you feel I deserve it, you can donate to me at buymeacoffee.com/KingD353. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com/KingD353. For as low as $1, you can join us on Discord. We can chat, play video games, share memes, and have ourselves a grand old time. I'll also begin doing private streams there if I get some people in there. Like, comment, subscribe, and follow, and I'll see all of you beautiful people later. Deuces. Now that the stream's officially over, let's find some smuck to raid, shall we? Because kindness should always be paid forward. Let me just block off the screen so you guys can't see into the Discord. And let's see who we shall raid. Yep, they were not lying. I was the raid. I'm so surprised by this, man. I never thought I would get a raid. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't be getting distracted. I should be finding someone for us to raid in turn. This person's stream was too long ago, so let's look at the Twitch live chat. Ah, it started a minute ago. Alright, I found our victim. Alright, victim was chosen at random. If you guys want to join in, click to join, and I'll start the raid in a bit. Actually, looks like everybody in the chat's already joined, so I'll start the raid now. Deuces, y'all.